December of 2022, my wife and I, we found out that we were expecting a baby. We were excited. We found out right before Christmas. So Christmas came and we told the whole family, and everybody was really excited, and we were just thrilled.
Everything was going well, and it was, until it wasn't. Top of January, I was probably 6 or 7 weeks pregnant at this moment, and I had experienced a little bit of bleeding. So we kind of, reached out to the doctor, see if everything is okay. And I still see baby on the ultrasound. So we go home, we go to sleep, hopeful. Middle of the night, I wake up and I am bleeding extremely heavy. And it's a crazy amount of pain. And so I call Ryan and let him know what's happening. And I call my mom and let her know what's happening. So we go back to the doctor, I believe the next day, so she can check again. And when she did the ultrasound, she said with the amount of bleeding and the amount of pain that I had, she was sure that it was a miscarriage. That was devastating to hear. We had to deal with that loss, that pain, at home. We had my mom there with us, and she was able to comfort us in that season, but she didn't allow us to stay there. She texted and said, okay, we need to pray, and we believe God for complete restoration. And we started praying together. We were just believing that God would do a miracle in us. We went back to the doctor 7 weeks later from the day that we went, just to make sure that everything was still good, everything was clear. I don't need to have a surgery to clear anything out. She said, I hear a heartbeat. You're like, okay. And then she said, okay, I'm gonna measure the baby and see how far along you are. It's like, okay. She's like, you're 7 weeks pregnant.
In those 7 weeks too, there was no intimacy. 7 weeks ago, the same doctor literally told us that we weren't pregnant, that we lost the baby. And now 7 weeks to the day, she's coming back and saying, oh, you've been pregnant since 7 weeks ago.
We were doing worship nights and everything. And, the more pregnant I got, I could feel her dancing in my womb when she's hearing worship music. So it just, all those things made it so worth it. Now that baby Zoe is here, it's so much joy. Being grounded and planted at Church on the Rock was a huge thing for us. It really helped us get through what we went through. Both of our parents started us here. Ryan's been here his whole life, and my parents brought me here, and we stayed here. Being at church isn't always enough, because what you learn here, you have to take it outside the four walls. And so many things that have been instilled in me literally since birth, that all leading up to this moment, and when things go bad and when there's a storm, when you're going through a storm, that how you respond. The scriptures that were coming out, and I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about that. It just came out. Pastor always talks about too, is you don't wait till you're in a storm to start praising God. You got to do that outside the storm, when everything's calm, when everything's good. So when the storm happens, that's your first response. When you have hope, even when it doesn't seem like it can happen for you, just have hope and believe in God and stand on your word that He can do it for you just like He did it for us.